everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Tara with Mayhem Crafty Cards, and today I have a really fun video for you. I recently got the Simon Hurley Stellar Inks. Now, if you know his ink pads before, they were just the felt pads. So the changes that I've noticed, and I've only got 2 of his older colors. I've used them before, but I destashed them for some reason. So the new ones are actually foam pads. So I usually don't use foam pads because I've noticed that they break down over time. So I'm really hoping that these guys do not break down very quickly. So I have all the new colors, and then I also picked up his blending brushes. Now I have used those, believe it or not. I know it's really hard to see, but I am very careful with my foam pads because, again, I don't want them to get tore up. So the colors that he has released, and this one is, I'm most excited for this one. So he's not had a black before, so this is Black Widow. And then we have Clear Skies, which I do have the felt pad for. So I will show you guys the difference in both of these because I'm going to blend a couple stencils for you and do a couple just ink blending. I cut some just some white cardstock that I normally use for ink blending. We have Midnight Snack, which is a fantastic blue. Weeping Willow, which I'm also excited about. We have Bee Sting. High Tide, which is another one of my favorites. We also have 4, which I believe this is the new one. And then Later Gator. We also have Prom Queen, which is a fabulous pink. 100% Juice, which again I believe is a new color. Shooting Star. And then Guppy. And I'm not sure if Shooting Star is a new one or not. Like I said, I used to have his felt pads a long time, you know, a good while ago. And I just, for some reason, I ended up just stashing them. And I don't know why I did that. So we're going to go through each one of these. Now, I am very finicky and picky when it comes to my blending brushes. For a long time, I used these little, makeup brushes. And I've had them from several different companies. The newer ones I have are from Pink Fresh, and they are I have all 3 sizes, I believe, of their new blending brushes, which, as you can see, I've not used these guys at all. So I'm very picky when it comes to my blending brushes. These are great. Now, as some of you guys know, I have MS, and it's really hard for me sometimes to grip things. These are super easy for me to grip, and they don't give me fatigue in my hand like with these blending brushes. So I am really happy that he designed these brushes to not just to work with these pads, but to work with some of the others, and they are super soft. Now, I'm sure, as with other ink blending tools, the more saturated you get your brushes, the more it's going to blend. So I'm going to show you guys. Now I do have traffic cone. I should have showed you. I have traffic cone in the felt pad. So let's go through a few color swatches. Now I've already pre-swatched these out because I put them in a binder with all my other swatches. Eventually I'm going to go to a key ring, but for now I just use the little coin pockets, the little 2x2s, and that's how I swatch all my inks. So let me grab those and I will be right back. Okay, so I found them. Sorry, I've been redoing my craft area so I can be able to find my things, and when I put them away, now I can't find them. So here we have Weeping Willow, and it's a nice dark chocolate brown. At least in my eyes, it's a nice dark chocolate brown. Black Widow, which again is that fantastic black. 4, which I believe is his newer color. Shooting Star, super nice bright yellow. High Tide, love this one. Guppy. Midnight Snack, which again is that very nice midnight blue. Prom Queen. 100% Juice. And I really like this purple. I'm not a huge purple fan, but I really like this one. Clear Skies. Bee Sting, and then later Gator. So like I said, I swatched these out. I cut down my paper 2 by 2, and then I get them all into my little binder. So before I pull out any of my stencils, I'm going to show you guys how these brushes blend and how the ink kind of lays down. I was pretty impressed by this, and this is just my Waffle Flower grip mat. It just makes it easier for me to do some quick ink blending. So I'm going to grab, let's grab some of the new colors. So I'm going to grab 4 100% juice. And I think I'm just going to grab the Shooting Star, because I believe that is the other one. I should have looked before I started my video, but I did not. So I already have these all inked with their, you know, respective colors. So I think I'm going to start off with 100% juice. And as you can see, it's very saturated. So what I do with the foam pads is I'll put it in and just kind of dab it in there. And you can see it's picking up the color, but it's not picking up a ton of it. Now, usually what I like to do is start off with the thing, but I hate ink blending on the grippy mat. Like, I hate getting ink on there. So what I'll do is I'll grab the base of it, kind of like a pencil, and then I'll slowly bring my brush to the paper. So look how nice. I mean, I'm barely using any pressure, and usually I ink blend like a lumberjack. So I think they blend so nicely. And I'm sorry if you guys can hear the lisp. I've had some dental work done, so I'm just trying to get adjusted to this. So that is 100% juice. Now let's go in with 4. And you can see, like, I mean, it's saturated the blending brush. And I'm sure I could still get some more out of here if I use a little bit more pressure. But again, I don't like to get it onto that mat. So I'm going to set that aside. Grab 4. And then I'm going to start from the other side, because you really don't want to just mix, you know, these colors in together. So again, I just press it down. And then I twist a little bit, because I don't want to bust up that fiber, or, you know, bust up that, oh my gosh, foam pad. And what's nice about his inks too is that you can watercolor with these. And if you've watched any of my videos, I do love to watercolor. I haven't like straight watercolored in a while, just because, you know, life, busy, and, you know, I just need to get some cards out. So there is 4, which I really like this green. It's going to be really good for any kind of like grass or foliage or anything like that. So now let's move on to Shooting Star, which I do love this yellow. Yellow is probably one of my favorite colors. It just makes you so happy. So I'm going to do the same. And if you have the reinkers from the other pads, you can use those on these. It's just a different texture ink pad. So he is coming out with blanks if you don't like the foam pads, which again, I've never really been a super big fan of. I know Concord and Ninth, they have foam pads, and mine ended up breaking down over some time, and it just, not a huge fan. So here is Shooting Star, and look how nice that blended. Like, it's so, I really enjoy these inks so much. Zoomed you guys in just a little bit more so you guys can actually see the ink blending. Yeah, I just really, I'm enjoying these ink pads, and I think it may have made me like the foam pads a little bit more. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how I do through a stencil with these brushes. So I'm just going to take another piece of white cardstock. I'm going to set it down, and I think I'm going to grab this heart one, because we all have hearts in our stash. I'm sure we do. Plus, you'll be able to see the colors just a little bit better. So I'm going to go in with High Tide. Let's see. Prom Queen. Which one? What did I want to go? And Guppy. So I'm going to grab the respective brushes because I don't want to mix my colors in. So I'm going to start with Prom Queen. And again, oh, wait a minute. Just kidding. High Tide, that's what I'm going to start with. And again, I'm just pressing down and just grabbing a little bit of color. And they just blend so effortlessly, especially with these brushes. Like, like I said, I'm really funny and finicky about my brushes. So it just gives you a nice even blend. And like I said, the more you saturate your brush, like, the less times you're going to have to go into that ink pad. I have just been very careful not to oversaturate, because I feel like once you oversaturate your brushes, it becomes much harder for that ink for you to pick up that ink. And the bristles on these are so smooth. Like, I am super impressed by these brushes. Now the handles are like, I don't know if you guys, my makeup connoisseurs will know this, but it's kind of got like that soft velvet handle, like the NARS blushes and stuff. So it's a nice, comfortable feeling. It's not too heavy. It's got like a really good balance to it. Like I said, I want to get some more of these brushes. They worked really well. So now I will go in with Prom Queen and just pick some of that up. But as you can see, I mean, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot on my brushes. And, you know, when I'm laying it down, you can see I mean, look at that. You can see it picked up just enough color. And I am going to go over the bottom of this one because why not? So yeah, I'm pretty impressed by these inks. I hope he releases more. I am very excited to see what else he comes up with. I really enjoy Simon Hurley stuff. I just don't have a lot of it because, you know, I'm not a millionaire. And, you know, you can only buy so many things at one time. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what else he comes out with. But these brushes, gold. I really like these. And I do not promote things that I feel are gimmicky or just don't work in general. So I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to go into Guppy. I don't know if you guys are like that, but I am. I just cannot just spend money just to spend money. So here is Guppy, and I really like Guppy too. It's a really fun, happy color. And it's a nice orange. Like, I could see this for like daffodils, you know, lots of florals. So I've really not had to really dip back into my ink pad that much. I mean, it's giving me a nice gradient. Sorry if my camera's shaking a little bit. I'm still, my camera just doesn't like to cooperate. So I'm going to peel this back. And look at that. Like, look how easy that background was. And it took me like just a minute. So if you've not checked out Simon Hurley inks, I get no commission, I have no affiliate links with them. Like I said, I've used my own money to purchase these, and if they weren't good, I would definitely tell you guys that they weren't good, because, you know, people it's just hard when, you know, you don't have a whole lot of money to spend, but yeah, you want good products. So this one, in my book, the inks and the brushes, I would 100% recommend to, you know, everyone to check out. So until next time, guys, let me know what your thoughts on these are. Have you used them before? Have you used this old ink pads? Because I do like the felt ones too. I just can't remember. I must have been running out of space to get rid of some ink pads. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you've used these. Have you checked out the brushes? And I'll see you guys in the next video.